Welcome back to another fantastic property tour, Rankin family. Today, we are located in Jupiter, Florida, looking at another gorgeous model home, this time by DeVosta Homes. This is called the Livingston. I think you're gonna love the inside as well as the out. Now, starting on the exterior, you see that we have the coastal look. You're gonna have the siding coupled with the stucco. Now, the cool thing about this particular home and the homes in this community is you're situated on over an acre, so you can see the space between you and the neighbors in every single home, at least on this street. Now, you are going to have that Spanish style roof as well, a 2-car garage straight ahead, and then the additional 2-car garage right over here to the left. Plenty of parking available. In fact, you do have that long driveway, and then of course you got this nice little roundabout area as well. Now, continuing along, you see that we do have the covered front porch as well, but then along with that, you are going to have the double front door, and then you see that you have some privacy elements to the door and at least the glass panes. So I'll do a full pan, but more importantly, I can't wait to get you inside this one, and let's go ahead and do so now. All right, so right off the bat, you see the beautiful curved staircase. You know I'm a Texas boy, born and raised. So being out here, I always appreciate the curved staircase. Now, right when you walk in, you see the crown molding, but then this stands out right here. The beautiful pendant lights hanging down right there from your 20-foot ceilings. You're gonna see the second level from there, but more importantly, we're gonna take you along the first level first, and then of course, start on that second level. Okay, so right here, you see that we have the coat closet. It wraps around right here as well, so you have plenty of space to work with. And then look at that. We always talk about that Christmas tree. That's the perfect place for that. In fact, look, I think it's just enough space for that Christmas tree, so I think they had that thought in mind. Okay, so we're gonna continue. You see the tray ceilings with the crown molding, recessed lights. Now they do have some design, options here. They're picking those out, so excuse the mess, but I really wanted you to get in this plan so that way you can see the full scope of this one. Now, as you enter in here, you see the beautiful pendant lights hanging down with the glass blowout, and then look how spacious it is. So let me know in the comments what you think about this. In particular, you have the accent ceiling on top as well, and what you see is what you get. Now I'm going to turn you around. First, let's do a full pan. But as I'm turning you around, you have this nice little dry bar area with your little wine fridge, and then you got some wine storage right above that. Then you have the shaker cabinets here and plenty of storage available. So inside of this home, you see that we have the tile flooring. I know I get a lot of comments about the glossy tile, so I think you can appreciate the fact that we don't have that in there. Then you have the gold sconces here, just setting the tone as soon as you walk through here, heading into your great room. Look at this. So I'm seeing some characteristics inside this home that are similar to Texas, and I know you can appreciate that, especially my audience that come from Texas. So look at this. You have 20-foot ceilings in here. The tray ceilings continues up there. Then you have, of course, the double crown molding up there. Clear story windows. You got the corner sliders here, so you can open that up, have that indoor-outdoor feel, especially right there where your cover lanai is. And look at this. I'm gonna stand on this angle and then just show you the full scope of this entire room. So very cozy, very intimate, love that. Then of course, right above there, you can see our second level, and then you have an additional bar area right here. Look at this. So quartz countertops inside of here, recessed lights right above that. And of course you have the connecting kitchen. And look at this. So the massive oversized waterfall countertops as far as the island is concerned. You got cabinetry inside of the island. Then you have the Wolf appliances. I love that we have the pot filler. Look at that. Then you got your additional breakfast nook over here. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's go ahead and continue in here. So we have our sink inside of our island. Then the shaker cabinetry continues here. And look at this. I'm glad that they have the Wolf appliances. Even our Wolf range here. See our Wolf oven. You have the griddle, 6-burner grill, pot filler. This one's gold, but then the combination with the stainless steel range hood right above that. Some additional cabinetry to work with. So extremely spacious. You see this is framed cabinetry. Then you have the stack cabinets right above that with the cabinet crowns. And then I want to show you as if you are doing your dishes. Then you have the wood slat accent right above that, that floating mantle right up, or at least right below there. And you know we always have to look in the refrigerator. Call me nosy if you want. Nothing here but brand spanking new, so you can take advantage of that. Then you have the quartz backsplash that extends right above that. You have a nice little coffee station if you want to take advantage of that. Then heading into your pantry. So it's walk-in, plenty of shelving available. And of course, as always, as I mentioned, you can always extend that towards the ceiling to give you more shelving space. Now, right above our island, you see that we have the gold pendant lights hanging down. Beautiful light fixture. The cabinetry extends over here in our breakfast nook. You got your picture windows overlooking your backyard. Look how much space you have. So not only do you have your built-in in-ground pool and spa, but you have additional space right there. And of course, you have that view straight ahead. Now, let me know in the comments what you think as far as the cabinetry is concerned, continuing inside of the breakfast nook. Is that something you would take advantage of? Do you like that? Would you exclude that? I've heard mixed reviews about that, but in my opinion, I like it. Okay, so very grand, very spacious, and trust me, do not worry, we will not miss any nook or cranny in here. I want to get to the bread and butter for you so you can see how spacious and nice it is, and I hope that you stay tuned. Okay, so right here we have our Cabana Bath. You see that, the shaker cabinetry in here, but then inside of here you see you have your gold mirror frame, gold sconce right above that. And then look at this. You have a sunken walk-in shower here. So, you know, we talk about the spillage quite often. Get comments about that. You don't have to worry about that in here. Beautiful tile shower surround. And our vanity here, very modern and elegant. And you got to think, you know, a lot of times when these model homes become for sale, or at least are for sale, 80 to 90% of the time, they've been on display for a few years or so. So I appreciate that it still has that modern look to it inside. Okay, now heading to our primary suite. Look at this, your designated sitting area, as if this entire room wasn't spacious enough. Look at this. So you have the accent walls as well. Then you're gonna have the accent ceiling, crown molding, the king size bed, your 2 nightstands, 2 additional dressers, and then heading out here, nice little sitting area or sunroom. You can take advantage of this. Love this. Then the wood flooring extends in here, so you have the tiling in the main areas and the wood flooring inside of the bedroom here. You see that, and we'll see that on the second level as well. The accent ceiling continues here with the recessed light, so extremely spacious to take advantage of. Really just a cozy feel. Man, I'm so excited to tour the rest of this home. Okay, so now heading here, you're gonna have the double pocket doors right there. So nice little sleek element again, tile flooring in here. His and hers sinks. You got tray ceilings right above that. I could see a nice chandelier hanging down from there. Let me know what you think and if you agree. But look at the materials itself. Wonderful look. You see the tiling continues along the wall and the shower surround. Then over here, you do have your shower bench. This one's gonna be 0 threshold. Porcelain tile continues. You got the chevron pattern millwork right there, or nice little detail. And look at this, 2 additional shower niches. You got the privacy right here. I would have liked to see a freestanding tub. I know some folks really don't care about that, but like I always say, to each his own, right? Now you got your water closet there. You got an additional storage right here, so a nice little towel closet. And then continuing this way, of course, you're gonna be your primary closet over here. So look at this. So you got this space over here for the missus, most likely, or you know, whoever chooses. No, you know, It really just depends. You got this interesting accent wall on all sides there, but you have plenty of shelving available, and then it continues over there for his side most likely. And then you got the tri-mirror right there, so hitting you from all angles. You'll never have to worry about how you look when you walk out. All right, so let's go ahead and continue back here. I really just love how it's looking and really how it's flowing, most importantly, right? That's one thing that we're really cognizant of as we're walking throughout is this something that is functional? And I think it definitely is. Okay, now heading in here, remember there was two separate garage bays. So this will be your first one. This is your nice mud room. Continuing this way, you got your utility room, as known as the laundry room, right? Plenty of space for your oversized washer and dryer. You got your cabinetry right above that, your additional sink, beautiful backsplash right there. And then you got your designated counter space right here to fold the clothes. So very roomy and spacious. The shaker cabinetry continues here, and it is framed again. Here is our 2-car garage. You're gonna see the other 2-car garage really showing how much space it is. So if you have a golf cart or something like that, maybe a 4-wheeler, that's gonna be a perfect spot for you. Storage closet here, and I have to open this up before we continue. Look at that. So some additional storage to take advantage of. Okay, so before we head to the second level, let's make sure we see the additional bedroom this way. Before we do that, I'm going to continue here. You have an additional mud room. So 2 mud rooms in here, and the tall baseboards inside of here. The cool thing about this one is that you do have the half bath. So you have the Cabana Bath towards the back, and then of course your half bath right over here. Furnace right there. And look at this. So it's a 2-car garage, right? But then you see this space over here closer to the door. I'd say you could fit a golf cart inside of here comfortably without compromising any space. Okay, so now let's go ahead and continue right over here to the left. First thing we'll start is inside of the study. Beautiful accent wall, gorgeous chandelier hanging down. You got the wood flooring extending inside of here, tray ceilings, crown molding, recessed lights, plenty of space for a study. Then you have the French doors leading you in here. Then you got an additional area right here, add the decor, or just have it as is. And then look at this, beautiful. So, you know, relatively roomy. As you can see, that's a queen size bed. You got your nightstand there, depending if you wanted to maybe have, you know, a smaller nightstands or eliminate those altogether. Just depends on how much space you have. But then I can see straight ahead, you know, you can fit a nice tall dresser right there, and then that'll be a perfect spot for you. And of course you got your walk-in closet right over here. And then you're gonna have your ensuite right here behind me. But then you have the wainscoting right here, nice little ledge. And look at this. So very practical quartz countertops right over here as well. Then that pocket door separating here. So I've seen a lot of pocket doors inside of here. And then if you don't know where Jupiter, Florida is, and you haven't, you know, taken a look at the map, it's on the top end, closer to, you know, West Palm Bay area, growing rapidly. That's why you see a lot of these lots, you know, having an acre, because they have the luxury of doing so. Because, you know, after seeing a lot of the homes in, you know, maybe Miami, Fort Lauderdale, you see you don't get as much space. Especially, I mean, I'm always comparing everything to Texas, right? Like I said, born and raised over there, so that's kind of what I'm comparing it to. And I'm, you know, changing my mindset. I'm making sure that I'm, you know, altering that to the location that we are in. But I always love to see a curved staircase and an acre-sized lot. Okay, now here is our beautiful media room. Look how roomy and spacious it is. You are gonna have carpet inside of here, but as you can see, you have plenty of space for all the theater seats you may need. You have a built-in little counter space over there, so for some additional decor. And I love the fact that it is roomy. We've seen some media rooms on this channel quite often, and I love when I see it as large as this. This is probably close to one of the largest that we've seen on this channel, if not the biggest, especially for a model home. Don't even get me started on that. But you have the recessed lights in here. You do have a window, but as always, you can just have those blinds right there, black them out, and you don't have to worry about sunlight hitting you. Okay, so now let's go ahead and continue. Nice game room / loft area. Very interactive, flows extremely well. Beautiful light fixture right above there. The wood flooring is going to continue throughout here, except for the bathrooms, of course. But look at this. This is perfect for entertaining. You got all these nice little affirmations or goals, creative. Love this. Perfect for the kiddos to hang out here, have a good time. Now, before we continue, as always, let me show you right above our staircase. So seamlessly flowing very well. And then right above our great room. So extremely roomy and airy. Now let's get you inside of the rest of the bedrooms. All right. So in here, very spacious, as you can see. You got your walk-in closet straight ahead, then your ensuite right there. This is a queen bed, your 2 nightstands, so you have a lot of room in here to work with. Then you have your additional dresser, and you see that you can walk throughout this entire room without any issues whatsoever. This will be overlooking the side of the yard. So, in the words of my lovely subscribers, the elbow room between the neighbors, right? But look at this. So you got the hexagon tiling, floor to ceiling, as you can see. Shower niche, you got your shower head, stainless steel. And then the gold continues up here. So let me know what you think about that mirror frame right there. But you have quartz countertops, the tile floor, and that pocket door. Very spacious. Now, if I didn't show you this, let me make sure I do. So I believe every single closet that we've been in is the walk-in. So very roomy. And then of course up here, you can add that pool table, air hockey table, anything of that magnitude. Now this is gonna be your shared bathroom, but you are gonna have dual sinks with the quartz countertops. And look at that. Nice little cop glasses, the Ray-Ban glasses. This is gonna be your shower tub combo in here. And like I mentioned earlier, for, you know, a model home that's been open for some time now, still very modern. All right, next bedroom. This is even more spacious than the additional one right there, but you got your accent, or at least your wallpaper right here. 2 windows right there. And you got your queen bed. Over there, you got your, that's a perfect place right there. That little, nice little recessed area for your dresser, just tucked away and hidden. But of course, you can always add a desk there if you wanted to, depending on who's gonna be living in this one. And your walk-in closet. We do have wire racks in there. I wasn't gonna mention it, but we do have wire racks. I know how y'all feel about that, but you know, that's easily replaceable. Just really want you to pay attention to the layout itself. And of course, if you ever wanted to build this one, you can always do that as well. If you wanted to build from scratch, and you know, Devassa Homes, you have other floor plans to take advantage of. This is just one of them, and I had to get you in here because of that curved staircase. The moment I seen that, it brought me back home, so love that. Okay, so now you have this chrome, like Sputnik light fixture. You see how roomy and spacious it is, even in this one. For 5 bedrooms, you have plenty of space to work with. Decent closet size with the double doors. And then heading into your ensuite, look at what you get. So this one does have the shower tub combo. Beautiful sconce right above that. Very simple shower surround, but still modern and elegant. Okay, so we've seen the first level, the entire second level. If you haven't, let me know. I mentioned it a couple times in the video. Please let me know your thoughts. Then you got some additional windows right here with the grids inside, bringing in some more natural light. Got an additional area right here for some decor. All right, got my shoes on. Let's go ahead and take a look at our backyard. But I love the curvature of the staircase right here. And then I didn't show you in the beginning, but that will be the front looking in. Okay, now walking out, like I mentioned earlier, you have the corner slider, so you can open that all the way on the left side and the right side here and have that interactive flow between the indoors and the outdoors. And now, here we go. So you have multiple access points. If you didn't want to open up the sliders, of course, you have that quick access door right there where our Cabana Bath is. Look at this. Plenty of space available to entertain. But really, I'm just ecstatic about the fact that you have so much yard space even back there. A lot of the times it cuts off right there where the landscaping is, where our pool and spa is, even if you have the view of the lake. But look at this massive pool right here. Wow, oh my goodness. You have some turf over here if you wanted to take advantage of that as well. You get a nice little tan. Then you have a separate or a little extension for your covered lanai. And let me get you back here. I don't think you can tell in the video how much space you get here. You see the iron fence is completely enclosing this backyard. And oh my goodness, I always talk about the trampoline, the playground set out here. Goodness gracious, there's so much you can do out here that you can take advantage of. And then of course the back of the property. But other than that, family, that was another beautiful model home tour. All right, Rankin family, that was it for this beautiful model home tour by Devasta Homes. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this particular model. Is this something you can see yourself living in? Would you make any changes? If so, let me know in the comments below. Of course, if you want more information about this home or any home we showcase, reach out to the information in the description. Consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss a tour every single week. And I'll see you folks on the next property tour.